Now, my friends, is the time to start fearing the White Hand, for a new order is rising, and its victory is at hand! This preview will show you all that there is to know about the current plans of the corrupted wizard in his pinnacle of Orthanc. If you're watching this, be mindful not to become corrupted yourself. Enjoy, guys. Talk about a cringy intro, but hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another faction overview for the faction of Isengard. I've already done the Elves of Mordor, so please go ahead and check that out, and now be prepared to see all the details about the campaign, the battle, and the units. So let's start off with campaign map. Enjoy. Campaign map. All the features and information regarding the Isengard campaign. Isengard. Plots, quests, and features. A detailed timeline and lore description is down below in my description. Followers of Melkor. Orcs serve Morgoth, the Mire, who once ruled Isengard, and are eternal foes of all others. Units cause fear to all enemy factions. Combat bonus at night. Fiends. Orcs hate all true creatures of Uru, and so they have no sympathy and no mercy for them. Increased income from looting and slaves. Diplomacy penalty with all good factions. Isengard faction traits. 1. A new power is rising.
A new power is rising.
So anyway, back to the faction traits. A new power is rising. Saruman's new lust for power drives him to use his power as a wizard for all kinds of foul purposes, making Isengard a place where evil thrives. Bonus on industry income, faster research, major diplomatic penalty with all good factions. Plots. Already other Urukai scouts scrutinizing the lands of Middle-earth in search for the One Ring. Saruman must find it before Sauron does, therefore his eyes will be ever watchful. We have an extended manuscript for the One Ring quest starting from Bilbo's party all the way up to the Council of Elrond. This also includes a scenario in which Saruman acquires the One Ring. When he does, be ready for some serious stuff. Even the Dark Lord will have to recheck his defenses against the oncoming tide of the White Hand. For victory, the possession of the One Ring might prove vital in determining who dominates Middle-earth. Quests. Quest 1. The Treason of Isengard. Objective. Successfully recruit 4 units of goblin men and a Riffian spy in Orthanc. Minors. Ally with the Dunlendings, no reward yet. Research goblin interbreeding, no reward yet. Construct barrier tier 1 in Orthanc, no reward yet. Hold your homeland regions and your latest conquest, no reward yet. As soon as Saruman has completed his objectives, the new quest will slowly grant him access to the Urukai, replacing his first rabble creatures. Also the hunt for the One Ring has begun. Quest 2. The Union of the Two Towers. Objective. Recruit at least 2 half-orc units in Orthanc. No reward yet. Minor objectives. Send a Ruffian spy towards Bree and infiltrate the settlement for at least 5 turns. Ally with Mordor. Reward. Access to research orc interbreeding. Research orc interbreeding and construct barrier 2 in Orthanc. No reward. Hold your homeland regions and your latest conquests. Again, no reward yet. Quest 3. Fighting Urukai. Objective. Recruit at least 5 units of Urukai tier 2 in Orthanc. No reward yet. Minor objectives. Infiltrate Bree for at least 5 turns and buy off merchants from Pipeweed. Research Urukai and construct tier 3 barracks in Orthanc. Plunder the Westfold region with an army for at least 5 turns. Hold your homeland regions and your latest conquests. No rewards yet for any of these. And after quest 3 it's time to prepare yourself for war, for the land will be stained with the blood of Rohan. The units of Isengard. Know that these descriptions clearly relate to the quest rather than the previous one. Before I let you go to the guest narrator, I want to just quickly say that the Isengard roster doesn't have very good cheap bow infantry. They've got good high elite tier units and very good pike and lower infantry units. There's a little bit more detail, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Snaggers. Although Saruman once actively aided the Free Peoples, he has now been corrupted. He studied so much on Sauron and the One Ring that he now covets to possess the latter more than anything. His prime goal will ever be to obtain it, and as a first step he seeks to create able scouts. For that purpose, he's got his hand on some snaggers from the Misty Mountains, either captured by him or given by the more able orcs from their population, who wouldn't miss a few of their rabble. As a unit by themselves, if need be, they will fight, if only it is for their own lives, since they know nothing of loyalty to a commander, whom they only serve when driven by a whip. Neither are they skilled fighters or well armed. They are numerous, and that is their only strength, but a strength that should not be underestimated. For if they are cornered and have run from a fight as much as they can, they will storm at their foes, of which there are many, superior in every manner to themselves, and when the storm comes, their enemies should do well to be prepared for the oncoming tide. Goblin Men Bows. Now that Saruman is corrupted and seeks power of his own, he knows more than ever that he needs the One Ring. He also knows that he does not yet have the strength to reveal his purposes to Middle-earth, and that he needs cunning and intrigue to bend matters to his will, such as rallying the Dunlendings to pledge their allegiance to him. For both purposes, he has experimented interbreeding Dunlendings with goblins from the Misty Mountains, and now he has his first success, creating Goblin Men. Treacherous and vile, Goblin Men are half man, half orc, giving these creatures the orc's villainous and ferocious nature, as well as the wits and strength of a man. Although they are not very able soldiers, these creatures represent the fact that Saruman is able to interbreed successfully. This is the first tread up the stairs to whatever foul things come into his dark mind to create. But that said, these creatures will indeed serve their master's will. They will infiltrate the lands to the north and turn the settlements of the Northmen of Eriador slightly into a grim and obscure place with stealth and cunning, as Saruman would want it to be. And in those lands they are already known as ruffians. In combat they will be a unit of hit-and-run tactics. They will shoot their foes in the dark with their bows, or jump out from the scrub slitting throats. Should they come in the open, they are easily overcome, but should their enemies neglect their presence and close in carelessly, they will strike. Half-orc axes. For Saruman, getting into experimenting with interbreeding orcs and men means that he will create better and better warriors, for he knows that his foul things will not go unnoticed forever, and if the time comes he will need to have some warriors to repel an unpleasant visit at the walls of Orthanc. No, indeed, in time all foul things come forth, and if men are to see his experiments, let them gaze their eyes upon new creatures never seen before. Ever has Sauron watched carefully every move his puppet Saruman made, for as far as Saruman was not able or willing to hide his movements, Sauron has now acknowledged Saruman's successes and send him orcs of his own for Saruman to experiment with. If Saruman would succeed, there's no more stopping him from improving new creatures made from man and Mordor orcs onto terrible soldiers of unknown strength. And it did not take very long. His first half-orcs, man-orcs, large and cunning, are now ready to serve their master, being the final tread up the stair towards his finest warriors, and when spotted they will make sure that Saruman's enemies will not have a chance to tell their story alive. They are right to be feared, not only for their strength and brutality, but also for another aspect. Who knows what comes next, now that the wizard has created able men-orc troops armed with large axes, befitting these creatures' evil and ferocious natures, and some basic armour. They are able to put up quite a fight, and to instill fear into the hearts of their many enemies. When used well on the offence, they are brutal and savage, and not easily tamed, but when scattered, they are routed very easily. Wargs of Isengard. The wolves of Isengard are ferocious creatures, hunting even at times the men of the mark and their horses. How much more terrible are they when mounted by cruel orcs? These vicious scouts, while few, are the enemies and bane of the horsemen. They leap from woods and hills and devour both man and beast. The wolves of Isengard are pure evil and not to be tamed. They will rip apart any who would stand in their way. Controlled by a capable orc rider, they are even more dangerous. Let the rider of the mark fear the wolves and the wolf riders of the White Hand. Uruk-hai Scouts. Saruman's finest creation, the fighting Uruk-hai, are here exemplified. Ferocious, vile, fast-moving as any orc, yet strong and disciplined, well-trained for warfare as any soldier of men, able to withstand sunlight. That combination makes the Uruk-hai almost perfect soldiers. They are unfamiliar with fear in their lust for blood and men-flesh. They have an excellent stamina as well, and whatever there is on Middle-earth that could oppose such beasts of war. These scouts will follow their master's order of pursuit no matter where to. They will hunt you down and slay you. These troops are Saruman's best hope for finding the Ring of Power, and when he does, no one will stop him, for a new order is rising. Uruk-hai Archers. Uruk-hai Archers are a darkened shadow of the ranges of northern lands. They are fast-moving, shoot-and-run troops who have no fear of melee combat. They wield strong composite bows backed with large Uruk scimitars. They are a fearless and effective tool of the White Hand, who prowl the forests and the plains seeking to overtake caravans or raid forgotten villages, like thieves in the night. When these decided to hunt you, You are almost certain of death, even if you guard yourself well. Best not to draw their attention. Uruk-hai infantry. We are the fighting Uruk-hai. We slew the great warrior, we took the prisoners, we are the servants of Saruman the Wise, the White Hand, the hand that gives us man's flesh to eat. This new and stronger half-breed of orcs is the pride of the White Hand, and will stop at nothing to fulfill its corrupted and twisted will. They resemble the new order that is rising. It will stain the land with the blood of the free peoples, and soon its victory will be at hand. March on to war. Uruk-hai pikemen. The fighting Uruk-hai are not a mindless rabble of orcs. They are a trained and organised group that combines discipline and a thriving orcish ferocity to maximum effect, as the White Hand would wish it to be. The designed hook at the top of the pole is yet another example of the wizard's cunning. With all that said, these are able to maintain solid pike formations. Any head-on charge will be in vain, and no horseman of Rohan can stop the impenetrable wall of Uruk-hai pikemen. A solid fist upon the ranks of men ready to strike and kill. Uruk-hai crossbows. Saruman is a cunning wizard, and he has designed a new and deadly weapon to rain death upon Middle-earth, the crossbow. And more, crossbows to be wielded by the strong Uruk-hai. They are large two-handed bows which fire iron bolts, well able to penetrate the mail of the Rohirrim. They wear partial plate armour to protect them whilst firing and reloading, which does take a long time, and they carry scimitars when melee is needed. These deadly missile units are the finest skirmishers of Isengard. Isengard Ballista. The White Wizard has devised many schemes for the men of the mark, such as the Uruk-hai, wargs, and these great ballistae. They would take down with ease the wooden walls of the Rohirrim, and even in time the ancient walls of the Hornburg. They fire either large stones for destroying walls, or massive javelins for enemy soldiers. Another force of destruction, who now has the strength left to oppose the White Hand? Berserkers. What of the dawn? They jeered. We are the fighting Uruk-hai. We do not stop the fight for night or day, for fair weather or for storm. We come to kill by sun or moon. What of the dawn? The berserkers of the White Hand are truly bloodthirsty warriors. They will never stop fighting, and their lust for war and blood will never be stilled, even when they would be mutilated themselves. With no armour but a helmet and massive cleavers, these Uruks fear no dawn, nor any power of men, elves, or dwarves.